Hello everyone, Greg here, recording this on Monday afternoon. We got a nice break in the weather from the heat last week, and out here looking at a field of corn that was planted, I believe, on May the 9th. It's about 1 and 2 leaves away from tassel. The vast majority of it's 2 leaves away. I think we're going to see a lot of that planting window corn towards the end of this week really popping out pretty rapidly on tassels with the growing conditions that we have. I wanted to take a quick minute and talk about at the end where we're at right now, but how we got here, because I think it's really important. I did a lot of what I call post-planting report cards this year over a lot of acres with our customers on sheets that look like this. I know some of you have seen them. We keep all these, and we're tracking, the bushels per thousand ratings after emergence. Did a lot of them when the corn was knee high to waist high, and I have to say that this year's probably the best. It is the best overall scores I've ever seen as far as emergence. I think there's about 3 things that factor into that. And I think we need to remember them because I really believe that 2025 is kind of a high water mark, at least for our customer base, on what I'm seeing out here in the field. Number one is the soil conditions at planting, which is always the number one factor. The soil conditions at planting, everybody did a good job with that this year for the most part. And it shows as we evaluate these stands. Number 2, I think, guys, the planting equipment that we're running, guys had their planters tuned, laying them right in there, doing a nice job planting. And then, of course, number 3, we didn't get any wild variables, for the most part, thrown at us between the time the corn was planted and emergence and that corn, got up and going. We just didn't have the heavy rains or any bad scenarios like that to really make ourselves uneven. So in turn, what we have is a lot of scores on our stands that are in the very close to 8 bushels per thousand, which really is maxing out those stands for yield potential. And I just think we ought to remember that how that happened, because it's as good as I've ever seen. A lot of that just goes back to really good management on your part. And so that gets us to where we're at now. We're moving into fungicide time. There's always conversations on fungicides, and we all have their response charts that go out and this and that. And I'm just kind of cast those to the side right now, and let's just talk about what we have out here. We have a really big sink. We have some very, very high yield potential, and I just really encourage everybody to think about that as we move in to protecting this crop, because we've got a big potential crop out here. I know sometimes guys can wrangle with that a little bit because of the market prices, but what I tell myself personally is I don't know what the market price is going to be this fall. I don't know what it's going to be in January. But what I do know is overall we have a really nice big crop out here, and I think we need to really think, about protecting it and do what we can do to protect this thing. It looks really good. As always, we're going to be monitoring stuff for disease pressure. We want to be spraying before we see the disease, so that's coming before you know it. That VT to R1 time frame is a really good spot to be this year, I believe. If there's questions or things that you guys need help on with that, I'm always available for it. We're going to be out. I'm going to be out this week a lot, just keeping tabs on this crop. I'm very excited what I see so far, and I'm very excited for what you guys have done so far, getting this corn crop established. But as always, if there's any questions, reach out. Always available to help and see what we need to do. And for now, that's all. And we will be sending out a bean video update maybe later this week as far as what we're seeing on soybeans and how that crop's progressing. Thanks.